I don't know why anybody's complaining about the new He-Man series. It's great! One of the greatest shows I've ever seen, and I dare anyone to say different. I, Skeletor, love the new He-Man Revelations. Why shouldn't I not love it? It's He-Man with no He-Man. Let's just get one thing straight. They're paying me to say this. This show is terrible. Why?
For more adventures, but I think tells a complete, satisfying story in relationship
in a
to
perfect
itself.
world, they would have released all 10. I ain't bitching. I'm happy they released them the way they did, especially because 5 is such a great cliffhanger. But in a perfect world, they would have released all 10. And I'm not saying that would have assuaged everybody. There would definitely be some people that are still
First
like,
5 episodes,
you fucking suck.
You're kind of clicking up the roller coaster.
But
the last 5
if we
years,
had done all 5, then the thing that everyone's crying about the most, or we're like, where the fuck is... Like, this has been the only thing that's frustrating me. I don't mind if people are like, you fucking suck and it sucks. Like, I'm used to that. But in some ways, it just feels like some of these people have never seen a TV program or a movie ever.
Well, this is
because
the
idea of like of Orko.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to telegraph anything.
Yeah.
Just bear with me, kids. If you watch that episode 4 with Orko, and we see what Orko does and stuff, it is very close to another magic figure in fiction.
Oh, crap. I'm not finna be no damn nerd. Be geeking up, getting pissed off about the new He-Man show. Not gonna get mad, frustrated, like some. Most of them are justifiably so, probably. I'm going to give both sides of the story. First of all, let me give you a history of me with He-Man. The first time I watched He-Man was when I was a little juckster. Me and my brother watched it all the time. I remember one Halloween we dressed up as He-Man. We watched a lot of shows. I made these babies. G.I. Joe, Transformers, Mask, all these shows that I grew up on and watched. The thing about this situation here is that I remember they had a reboot in 2002. I kind of glanced over. I never really watched it. I decided, since I saw some trailers for it, to watch it. Sat back and watched it. Watched episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And first of all, animation's beautiful. It looks amazing. It does have a He-Man feel to it. But I can also side with people who are pissed off because the name of the show is He-Man. Masters of the Universe Revelations. He-Man seems to be the main character if you're going to give it that title. He-Man dies in the first episode. Spoiler, sorry. Skeletor gets killed in the first episode. First of all, with Skeletor, Mark Hamill is an awesome voice actor. I love him in pretty much almost everything he does. Of course, the legendary Batman animated series is one of, and I've even tried to mimic his voice a couple of times. Even like the Child's Play movie where he voiced Chucky in the remake. This right here, he's playing Skeletor, and being Skeletor, it sounds like the Joker. So, I mean, it could have its own feel, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe this is more, again, it's not nostalgia, because I'm so used to, because I've actually done impressions of Skeletor, and
I'll get you, He-Man.
or, you know, stuff like that. So I'm so used to hearing that particular style of voice. But yeah, Mark Hamill, you know, he's a legend. He's cool. Griffin Newman. I did not know he did the voice of Orko. the character, the hoodie and all that stuff. Didn't know he did the voice of him, but I did enjoy him in the Tick, and great series on Amazon. Wish they would have more episodes, but like I just saw in the video, he said it's hard to keep shows on. Trust me, Ash vs. Evil Dead is the perfect show that I remember watching. It was awesome. That being said, looking at the overall feel of the show, it's one of those shows, and like I said, to analyze the word woke, it's kind of forced in this show. First of all, with the character layout, He-Man, of course, being the main character, is not even the main character on the show. So, first of all, with the female protagonist on the show, she was a potent part of the original series too. So it's nothing that is knocking in between and out. I mean, I'm a huge Xena Warrior Princess fan. I remember I used to watch the show back in the day, right after Hercules, the Legendary Journey. I watched Xena Warrior Princess. I remember the original. I actually enjoyed the original Supergirl movie from the 80s, and that had Helen Slater in it as Supergirl. I have much respect for, like, I remember Wonder Woman when back in the day, the original series from back in the 70s, Linda Carter. And this is all I gotta say. You don't have to force sliced bread on everything. Some things are just the way they should be. And I feel if this was going to be a true He-Man, and the way they made it seem with watching the trailers, they constantly showed He-Man, it kind of is like a little oomph to the fans a little bit. That being said, I still enjoyed the animation. I still enjoyed the whole feel of the show. Still had that He-Man feel, of course. But it just was like, I could see why some people they got a little antsy in their pants about this shit. First of all, with Kevin Smith, Joe, Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks, Dogma, a lot of stuff he's been in, and this and that. I've not really watched a lot of his stuff, but I know a lot of his stuff, and I have to say that, people sitting, of course, use your past references as a knock at you, and I know people sat there and said he mentioned mentioned that he was not a huge He-Man fan, and many people felt that by you basically, they say it comes to bite you back on the ass, and now he's saying, I love He-Man. He-Man was the show I grew up watching back in the day. And, I mean, people can misconstrue a lot of shit. And, of course, they say it's the Hollywood monster that's pumping this stuff out, like nostalgia in general. And then also, like I said, they say you have to look at the whole thing about being woke. The woke situation of people feeling that, well, we understand everything that's going on in this world, and we have to make things this way. First of all, Superman doesn't have to be black. Okay? The Ghostbusters, when they had the all-female cast, I really didn't think there was anything wrong with that. Just the writing was kind of just everywhere. Let's go with the thing about movies and stuff in general. Like, case in point, Space Jam recently came out on HBO Max. And I recently got HBO Max a couple of months back because I wanted to watch the new Mortal Kombat movie. And I thought that movie was not what it was meant to be for me being a Mortal Kombat fan. You look at situations of this and that. Space Jam, I waited on Space Jam too. And I'm glad I did. I did not renew my subscription of HBO Max. I knew it was going to be some filibuster. They say that, the old saying about people will whine and complain, and I'm not going to whine and bitch about what I watched. I watched all 5 episodes. I thought there was a lot of stuff on it that was pretty decent, pretty creative. The animations were there. I'm more of an in-between person because I don't try to sit there and judge people on their creativity. I've never made a movie in my life. I've never written a movie in my life. So for me to sit there and knock a person for putting their creativities together, and it took more than just Kevin Smith to put this together. It was a lot of writers, it was a lot of animators, it was a lot of people doing scores for the movies. I mean, for the series and everything between. But it's more the fact that it's a dishonest to the fan base when you basically blatantly say this is He-Man. You basically show it as being He-Man. The people are more pissed off at Kevin Smith because of how he spoke about, as they were constantly giving this respect about, we heard so and so about this and so about that, and he kind of kept on maneuvering around the whole questions. Personally, by him being a film director and all that, I would have never given the fans a whole bunch of insight about anything. You're already working for the Hollywood machine. You know you're gonna have to keep some things on the hush hush. That being said, I would have to say that the series was okay to watch. I watched all 5 episodes, like I said. I do feel like the forcement of having Tella, the character, have her head shaved, and you know you already see it in your windows. Her with a friend, and you know that's the agenda. They're just pushing it and pushing it. We have a couple more episodes to go after this. So after 5 episodes, it doesn't mean that we might not see He-Man no more, but he did get killed twice. Oh yeah, I forgot a spoiler. He got killed twice. He got killed on the first episode. Not only him, but as well as Skeletor. The fifth episode, that was a cliffhanger when Skeletor returns and Adam as He-Man returns. Adam was getting ready. I have that. He gets stabbed and killed again. So you killed him twice. Orca, he got killed. I might be mispronouncing these names, but I'm just saying. In general, I'm more in the middle. Hopefully the series will show some more brightness when the other episodes do show up on Netflix. But I have to say, man, for me, watch it if you want to see what it's like. I know that for some people, majority of a lot of people, because if you look at the Rotten Tomato score, you can see there's a lot of people that... and that's not a knock at all the people on there, because some of the people on Rotten Tomato were giving it good scores. Of course, you have the critic scores, but like I said, it's something that you have to watch and see for yourself. And if you got a Netflix subscription, it's going to be free to watch anyway. But yeah, it's Jughead82 saying, I have the power!